Went good. I mean, from the standpoint of, Frank just mentioned to me, just having numbers of guys. We got some coaches here, the whole staff from Eastern New Mexico's here as well, and they've been out here in past years. And the first thing they remark about is just more numbers, and practice looks like practice is supposed to look. So we went 22 periods. Today was one of our contact tackling days. Again, we were able to go full speed tackling. We finished with a 20-minute scrimmage here, full contact. So again, you make no more judgment than just compare it to the past and just the way we function as it should be, because our numbers are better. There's more competition. Individually, a guy, that I didn't even, be honest, I was just kidding him. I didn't even know he was here. Nick Lehman, the junior college tight end, he's practiced 6 days, and you couldn't, I said it kind of jokingly, but there's some truth to it. You never even recognized him, but he was out here. It was almost no impact. And then all of a sudden today he came out here and, made a lot of plays. All of a sudden you noticed the number 88 was here, a new tight end. And that's what this is all about, and when you can go full speed, guys get a chance to show what they can do, and some other guys show, what maybe they can't do, and that's the whole nature of this. The other guy, I mean, you got to mention Terrion Gibson. We really took a good hard look at him today and just got him the ball a lot at the tailback position, and he really, he gives us kind of a dynamic. That's a little bit different probably than we've had. He's really quick. Again, I think the offense probably bounced back today and had the upper hand without any question about that. That's why the defense is running. We've got a point system now for everything we do that judges winners and losers. The defense won Saturday. The offense won today. And, the biggest thing, again, you walk out of here with everybody walking off this field, and that's the biggest thing.
Coach, your safety, David Guthrie.
Yeah.
What's the chances that you'd use him in both capacities, safety and as a punter? And how's he doing in that?
I think he would be a backup punter for us. I mean, he's a guy that really does have talent. He's extremely explosive doing it. We haven't given him that much full reps when we're in there with our punt team against the punt rush team. Because right now he's kind of the third punter. But again, he's an intriguing guy. He really is. He's a talented guy. He's going to work at it a lot over the summer, because quite honestly, I didn't even realize, and we didn't realize, that he had that kind of ability. So if he can work over the summer, polish it a little bit, maybe he'll have a chance in the fall, because that punting job's completely wide open for us.
And I guess there was an article written that you have a reluctance to handing out the number 1 jersey. Can you speak about that?
I just don't think we've, first of all, as a team, we've done quite enough to be kind of in a look at me kind of a mode. I think number 1, number 2, as a football team, I don't think we have an individual that really should wear number 1. I did a year ago give it out during training camp, and something came up before the season where I had to revoke it. So I'm going to keep that thing in there in storage a little bit longer until we, because swagger without performance is one of the most distasteful things in sports. So until we have somebody that earns number 1, I don't think you're going to see a number 1 out here.
When you were at Notre Dame, I'm assuming you handed out who wore that number for you when you were
we were the same kind of thing. I can't even remember. And I'm not sure I even did it there. I've never been one to, put that big target on your chest. It's more just line up and play, and don't make too big of a fuss about some of those things that are a little more look at me than look at the team.
The offense doesn't win experience unless the O-line wins. How are they today?
Adcock's out with a hamstring that he had Saturday. We've played Mahina at both center and guard. I think the offense was okay. I mean, I don't know without looking at the tape, Rick. It was a lot of perimeter plays today that the offense did. Although really the offense controlled the third down pass segment we did full speed, and that's usually a defensive drill, so the protection standpoint of it was pretty good. I think I think they're moving along. We got some young guys that have to step up. I mean, Toye Adawan is a key guy for us. He has all the ability in the world, has all the size in the world. He needs to grow up, and he needs to become a player, and we think he has a chance to. Draven Taylor's been a solid kind of guy for us as a young guy that looks like he'll compete. So, I think it was pretty good. The snaps were good. I know that.
Coach, put a mic on Coach Cosgrove today. Obviously, he's got an amazing track record. What does he bring to the program with his added role this year that he hasn't in the last couple of years? And what is it about him that helps him make this defensive defense improve?
It's about the confidence he has. It's about his unique personality, that he truly has a little swagger to him. He doesn't rattle. He doesn't panic. I think the players kind of feed off that. And he's a guy that players respect. When he speaks, people listen. The X and O thing, as I've said, a lot of people have great schemes. A lot of people have great X and O's. I really feel comfortable with our defensive staff right now from a personality standpoint, from the leadership standpoint with Coach Kaz. And the live bullets haven't started flying yet, but there's a guy that's had a bunch of live bullets whistle by his ears before. So I just, you've been around him. He's kind of a unique personality that's a great recruiter, and normally the guys that are the great recruiters are the guys that can relate to the players on the field. And I think that's Kaz. There's just a lot of elements, a lot of layers to him as a person.
The last thing, Coach, Dominic Twitty, defensive line. This is for KRQE and Van Tate. So we're going to send this to him.
Yeah, we're starting to call him Dom Twitchy because we want him to get a little more fast twitch. He's still being called Dom Twitty because he still has to improve at that. But I think Dom now realizes he's in a position where he can contribute to this team. And that's why sometimes with young players, you hold your evaluation because, first of all, they go through transition. There's a guy that's from South Jersey that's here in Albuquerque. They don't feel like they can really play or contribute. Then all of a sudden, 2 years later, a guy like that, the light bulb comes on. He's a wonderful person. He's a great personality. He's a great kid. He just needs to continue to become more explosive and to let it rip. But, I'm kind of pleased with him. He's persevered through it, and he's got 3 years of football left. So he's about where I thought he would be when we recruited him.
Coach, how do we find him? How do we find a kid from from South Jersey all the way out in Albuquerque?
Yeah, Terrence Howard, his high school coach, played for me at Notre Dame. Played tailback for me. And then, Dom was pretty highly recruited. He was offered by the University of Minnesota out of high school and some different programs. And Terrence called me and said, "I think I've got a guy for you." He's a basketball player. He's a pretty good athlete. And, Dom came down for the visit and kind of fell in love with Albuquerque. And, it really goes back to those connections you have. Okay? All right, guys.